Hey, Sylvia. Hey, Angel. Just making sure I can see what's going on my iPad. Hello. Hello? There you go. I was like sideways on it. I was trying to get it to flip. I don't know why all of a sudden my camera's like really zoomed in, because the other day it wasn't zoomed in enough. I was like way back here. So who knows? And it's like, which way do I need to move my chair so I'm half-ass centered? Anyways, hopefully you guys can hear me. I made sure my mic was turned on. Hair on my hair tie. It's been a morning. Angel, since I spoke to you last, I've had my computer all apart and put back together. So no. Well, yes and no. I've been up since like 3:30 this morning. Let me move this project off my desk. So I've been up for quite a while. Hey, Jason. No, my voice will come in and out. Trust me. Stay. For whatever reason, my webcam is all nice and zoomed in all of a sudden. So hey, I'm not going to complain, because the other day it was like I was in the background. So I'll get back to you, Angel, in just a second, so I don't lose my train of thought. So I've been up since like 3:30 this morning. I've got several videos that I've edited. 2 for the main channel, 4 for the second channel. And all throughout editing all that stuff, I had to do voiceovers and stuff for some of them. But every time my nose would run and I'd grab a tissue to blow my nose, I would have a coughing fit, hence the gravelly voice. So it's been kind of a hit or miss day. And I went and I recorded this about 10:30, because I had just finished putting my computer back together. So I went in the bathroom to wash my hands and whatnot, because I'm anal about that. And like, screw it, I'll play makeup, because I had planned on going live at noon anyways. So I'll get into the computer stuff here in a minute. The whole time I was doing my makeup, because I have on the Samantha March Ofra collab highlighter, blush, and bronzer. And this stuff here, I'll get into what all this stuff is on my face. I'll get into this. I've even got one on my nose. I got one up here too. I'll get into what all these weird marks are on my face here in a minute. So I did the first dish impressions of those, as well as some of the Lele Posh items that I got, which is what's on my face. So I tested out a lot of the stuff that I unboxed in the live stream 2 days ago. I haven't eaten anything at all today. I've had a cup and a half of coffee, and then I've got a glass of milk here. So computer thing. The back fan, I have 2 fans in my machine. I've got one in the back and one in the front of my tower. The one in the back keeps making this growling noise, and just to give you an example, let me put my finger on it for you. I don't know if you can hear any difference, but it makes this the bearings are going on it because they're plastic. So it makes this lovely growling noise. And sometimes when I put my finger on it, it quiets down for a minute. Or I get mad, and I'll I just kind of bitch slap my computer, and I'm like, shut up. So it's been, I know that this is about a year-old computer, so those things happen. So I took it out to clean it, to check it, that kind of thing, and I sprayed it down with alcohol and got the dust and stuff out of it and blew it out. And it was still like, when you go to spin it, if you put your finger on the side and you spin it, you can feel that growling, like from the bearings inside the center of the fan. So Dad said, let him look at it, he'll lubricate it, whatever. I said, well, let me see what I can do with it first, and then if I can't do something with it, then I'll let you have it. So I got it all cleaned up, and then I was trying to detach the fan from its set where it's sitting in, and I'm sure there's like clips or something inside. I tried removing that, and they're in there like pretty good. So it wouldn't let me have the actual like fan blade off of it to get down inside where the little copper wires and stuff are, on the very inside of that circle. And so Dad took it outside and sprayed the shit out of it with lubricant, and I brought it back in and got it reinstalled, and it was still having issues. So I tore apart this other side of my computer. Didn't even realize this machine had 2 fans in it until I went to look for a wire, and I was like, oh, I got a fan in the front. So I was like, oh, I got a fan in the front. That's gonna be a bitch to get to. But I did kind of record what I was working on. I have a small, like 2.5, 3-inch fan that's like one that you slide into the back of your computer. You just have to have power for it. I've got that plugged in right now, and it's literally right underneath my video card. And my video card is, since I installed the video card, it's a pretty good video card, but it's like liquid cooled, and there's like 2 fans on it, and the fans on the video card only run when they absolutely have to. So those stay pretty quiet. I mean, I have to really be bogging my computer down to get the video card fans to come on at all. So I've got that right up underneath of my video card, and what it'll do is suck any heat out of that and then blow it out the back. But the little fan I just added into my tower is loud, and there's no way to buffer the sound. So I found, oh, you want to be quiet right now? You hear the difference? It's growling again. Anyways, so I found replacement fans for the 4-inch that I've got in the machine, and because of some of the jewelry stuff that I'm making right now as part of a custom order, I spent more money yesterday buying supplies than I had anticipated, and so it doesn't leave me with a whole lot of like extra cash, because I had some stashed aside. And Dad was like, well, just order it on your Amazon account and just pay for it with my card, which I'll probably still end up doing. I haven't had time to do that yet. So I'll probably end up just buying, it's a 2-pack for like $16. So I'm not going to complain. And since this machine has 2 fans, just in case the other one goes out, I'll have a backup for it. So that'll be nice. But yeah, I spent a good hour of my day so far tearing apart my computer, which is one reason why I leave the side off of it, because I'm always constantly, hey Steven, I'm always constantly digging in my computer for something. So it's just easier to leave the plastic off the side of it. I mean, all it does is just kind of keep some dust out, but with cats and stuff here, it's just easier for me to keep my machine clean, to blow the dust out like every other day, make sure that there's no like cat hair buildup in it or anything like that. I'm like super anal about dust in my computer. And with cats, it's kind of hard to keep that stuff out of your tower, but it's right here. I see it every day. And so, it is what it is. So there's that. So yeah, I've had a similar rough morning, between computer stuff and whatnot. And I told my dad this morning, I said, if I haven't told you lately, I just want to say thank you. And he's like, for what? I was like, teaching me all the things that I know. Hey, Casey. And I'm like, and he's like, what do you mean? I was like, do you know that most people don't realize that there's a difference between a Phillips screwdriver head and a flathead, and they don't realize that they come in sizes? And I said, like a 1 or a 2. He's like, yeah, and like a 0 and a 3. I was like, but most people don't realize that. We'll do some show and tell, okay? Let me take my bit off. Screwdriver. It's a little handy one. Okay, we're going to do some nerd show and tell here. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. If you see the size of, let me rearrange these 1 second. Get them side by side so that the bits same type of bit are next to each other. Okay. Nerd 101. This is a flathead. It's straight. Okay. You've got your hex here, and then you've got your Phillips down here. Phillips. It looks like a little plus sign. Now, the difference between a 2 and a 1 is the width. So I'm going to put these on top of each other so they're like perpendicular. If you look, the one on the top is smaller than the one on the bottom. This is a 1, this is a 2. A 2 is what is considered standard. See the width difference between the size? Most people don't know there is a size difference between the bits or the tips or the screwdrivers, whichever. I mean, a lot of people would just call a screwdriver a screwdriver. The difference is when you need a specific type, whether it's a flathead or a Phillips, that's when you get into the nitty gritty. But a lot of people don't know the difference between a 2, a 1, a 3, a 0. They don't know that there's different sizes for 1. And 2, they don't know what the different heads mean. So also, when you have a Phillips head, which is a plus sign screw, you get a couple of examples here in my little drawer. Yes, we're getting technical. We're getting nerdy today. All right. Here is a Phillips head screw. But if you look, there's this groove that goes all the way across. The camera's still trying to focus on me. Hey, look at hey, look at the screw. Fuck you. Goddamn camera. I got 3 here. Let's see if I can.
Let's see, if I get out of the frame, will it focus on something?
I think my camera's just giving me the middle finger today. Well, you can kind of see the one on the end. Okay, so we have a standard Phillips on the end. Let's see if I do this, if I can get it to clear up. Oh, there we go. Okay, and the one, really, camera, seriously, technology is not my friend today. The one in the center is made so you can use either a Phillips or a flathead. And then you have the one on the other end. I'm trying to hide me because I think that's what it's trying to focus on. And the little silver one on the end is also a dual purpose screwdriver or a screw tip. Head, not tip. Tip is the pointy end. So what most people don't understand is when you have the Phillips head or the plus sign end of a screw, if they have the extended bar on one of the cross sections, you can actually use a flathead screwdriver in that. And they do that on purpose because a flathead screwdriver is more common for people to own than it is for a Phillips. Plus, you can use something like a butter knife, something that has a flat edge on it. Like you can even use a spoon. You can use the back of a eating utensil. You can use just about anything to make a flathead screwdriver type effect to get a screw out of an area. But, you know, it got me thinking that there's a lot of people on this planet that don't know the difference between a Phillips and a flathead. So I told my dad, thank you for that today, because of the simple fact that he taught me things that most people wouldn't know at all, which, you know, I'm grateful for, because I know more things than most people. And I'm able to fix most things. If something breaks, I can pretty much fix it. I mean, so I learned a lot from the old man. I'm grateful that he's still here. His cousin actually sent us a Christmas card in the mail. It came today. And she put in there that she had a heart attack November 15th. And she had 2 stents put in. And she said that all her blood work and stuff came back fine. And then they found a genetic disorder for heart condition. I'm like, well, let's see. My dad's dad had a heart attack at 65 and dropped dead. I had a heart attack at 27 and I was dead. I'm lucky to be back alive, which is probably why I don't give a shit about dying, because I've already been dead at least once. So, you know, it's no big deal. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But like, she was warning my dad that we have a genetic defect that causes heart attacks in our family. And I already kind of figured that, because my dad's dad had a heart attack young and died. My mom's mom had a heart attack at 65 and died. My grandfather also had a heart attack and died. So, you know, I'm very well aware of heart problems in our family. I think she's just worried about my dad, but with how I cook and what we eat, I'm not worried about like cholesterol or anything like that causing heart problems. And his weight is a little above average, but he's basically at about an average weight for his height and his age. Right, Sylvia? All right. My sister bought a pair of Christmas lights from a garden center. And when she switched them on, they didn't work. Found out the pins were in the wrong place. Christmas lights. Well, actually, on Christmas lights, and I could go get some. I've got a box of brand new ones out in the jewelry workshop that I could probably bring in. Inside, if you look on a string of Christmas lights, there's a little either rectangular or square box on one end, usually by where the plug is. If you open that up, there are 2 little bitty fuses inside that have little silver tips on either end. Sometimes the fuse can be bad on those, and you just pull them out. They're super cheap to replace. Sometimes they even come with a little baggie, you know, where you have like your extra lights and those 2 little clear containers that have silver tips on either end. Those are little fuses, and you just pop open the little box and you take it out. And if you look at it and it's gray in the center, then it's bad, and you just put a new one in and you're good to go. But again, a lot of people don't know about those either, so. Okay, so the stuff on my face, if you look, this is coming up. I got a scar here. I've got a mark here. I've got stuff here, the one on my nose, the one up here, the one on my side of my temple. I've got one on my forehead. I've been using Curology since the end of October, I want to say. I got my little sample thing in of Curology, and I started off using it every 2 to 3 days. And every time I used it, my face would burn. And I mean, it literally felt like, you know, when you sit too close to the fire and how hot and stuff your face feels, it felt like that, or a really bad sunburn. So I kept telling my provider on the website about the issues, and she wanted to know what skincare I was using. So I sent her a list of everything that I use, and I told her, I said, I don't use all of this stuff all the time, but this is the stuff I rotate through, and I haven't had any issues of this stuff causing irritation. Then she tries to tell me that my high-end skincare is comedogenic. and can cause acne and is pore clogging and this and that and the other thing. And she wants me to go to Walmart and buy the shit that burned my skin and has really bad fragrance in it. So I write her back a message and I'm like, I don't buy crap skincare. So then she tries to tell me to go buy Aveeno and Neutrogena and Noxzema and all this other stuff. And I wrote her back and I said, number one, I do not use skincare that has fragrance in it because I have very excruciatingly dry and sensitive skin. So then she tries to tell me to go use CeraVe or Cetaphil. And I said, I've had issues with those in the past. That was in my initial application to sign up for Curology. I made sure to put all that stuff in the notes so that they had it because it asked about allergies. So I said, I made sure to put that in my intake stuff, that there's something in those products that burn my skin. I mean, literally one of them made me look like a tomato within minutes of putting it on my skin. I don't know what's in it, but my skin doesn't like it. She's like, well, have you tried this version of this brand? And I was like, yes, it burned my skin. It's got fragrance in it. It stinks. It stings. It left my face look like a tomato. I've already said this multiple times. Well, why don't you go to Walmart and you could pick up Aveeno, this and that? And I'm like, Aveeno uses fragrance in their skincare, and they use castor oil and olive oil and mineral oil in their products. And I don't know about you guys, but mineral oil in skincare, it's almost as good as taking motor oil and pouring it on your face. So I told her, I said, no, I will not buy skincare from Walmart at all. Like the little patches and masks, like that kind of stuff, I don't worry about. It's something that's on my face for a matter of seconds and it gets washed off. But when it comes to moisturizers and things like that, things that are going to stay on my skin and potentially irritate my skin, I'm not touching it. And I've had issues with some of these brands. I've tried them before. I've tried buying small, tester size bottles of things just to test out. And I told her, I said, I do not buy skincare from drugstores, Walmart, dollar store, whatever. I don't buy skincare from there. My skincare comes from either direct manufacturers' websites, Sephora, and Ulta. I said, that's it. And anything I put on my face, I research really well before I put it on my face. So then she tries to tell me that First Aid Beauty is probably the worst type of skincare that I could use. This is First Aid Beauty. And it stays right here at my desk because when my face starts to burn at night, when it's so dry, I use that on my face and it calms down and it doesn't hurt and it doesn't itch and it doesn't burn anymore. But she tried to tell me that that's what's causing my breakouts. I'm like, lady, really? Are you seriously a dermatologist from California? I mean, I looked up her credentials. She is a licensed dermatologist from California. But the things that she's trying to tell me to use seems like a fly-by-night kind of dermatologist. So I'm not too happy about the experience that I've had so far. So I've been, every time we do a checkup every 2 weeks, she's asked about how the product is working. And I said, I've mixed it with oils. I've mixed it with moisturizers. Every time I put it on my face, it burns for 2 to 6 hours. I could put it on at 8 o'clock at night and at 3 o'clock in the morning, my face is still burning. And if you touch my face, it's hot to the touch. So I don't know about you, but when I use skincare and my face is hot, there's a problem. So I've been telling her about this for 6 or 7 weeks now because I just did my 8-week checkup with her. My skin hasn't improved. I'm getting more breakouts. The breakouts that I have gotten have left massive scars and I've been leaving them alone. And so I had just finished my initial sample bottle and they had already sent, before I was even halfway done with my sample bottle, they sent me the full size, which I didn't expect to get until December. And they sent it out in November. So I used up the entire small one that I got. And then I had used 2 pumps out of the big one when we did our 8-week checkup. And I said, look, I've said this multiple times before. My skin is burning. It's burning, 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 bad burning. So this arrived in the mail yesterday, and I was not expecting it. And the formula on this bottle is different. I know she said that my next bottle would be a different formula, but the prescription on the back of here is like, it's different than the other one that I have in the bathroom. She said to stop using that one, which I did about 2 weeks ago because my face was just tore up. Probably a good thing that I wasn't wearing makeup at that time because this stuff was really screwing my skin up. I did a patch test on it yesterday. I did a spot here behind my neck and then, or behind my ear, and then on my forearm, inner elbow, so I could check to see if I would have any sort of interaction at all with it. I'm afraid to put that on my face. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, since I stopped using it, my face was freaking out really bad the last time I used it. So I need to slowly work my way back into it. I think what I'm going to do is mix it with a moisturizer and do like one pump and then mix it with a moisturizer and then try and apply it. Cause I think you're supposed to use 2 pumps, and 2 pumps does like my face, my neck, and my upper chest area. I don't know how people use 2 pumps on their entire face, but I'm wearing the lip stuff right now, and all of the eye products are from there, and the powder. I also use the Amplify on my eyelids. I did a patch test on that the other day. Some of the ingredients in it have me concerned, but so far I haven't had a reaction to it, so that's a good thing. These are like loose matte eyeshadows as like the base color, and it's funny, this one looks red on the live on the camera, but it's actually like a magenta color. So I did I used 6 products on my eyes, and then the powder that was sent in the mystery box under my eyes, which it's like super soft, and it didn't like settle into fine lines or anything, which is a good thing. The lip color, I've drank with it since I've been live, and I vaped and whatnot, and it does transfer a little bit on to my vape, but what I find is that it kind of like stains on the lips, and then as it wears off, it just kind of fades gracefully, and then the shine that's on here stays, and it's really pretty. I mean, it's all over my glass, but it's more like a shimmery lip oil than anything, because it feels like a lip oil with the staying power of a stain. So we'll see. I've got 2 shimmer shades on this side, one here and one on the inner corner, and then one here and then one on the inner corner. So I used 6 different eye products, and then the powder was new and the lip color was new. So yeah, I'm a wear angel. But I've always been honest on my channel about how I feel about things and upfront about stuff. And when I see something that's sketchy, like that whole Tara Moon situation where the owner did not pay her influencer that she collabed with, and then reformulated the neon shades because they were garbage, and then never refunded or contacted anybody about the issues that were with the neon shades, just deleted them off of everything, social media, her website, everything, and then redid her neons and just changed the shade just ever so slightly. I'm not quite sure what she changed in the formula, because to be honest, I do not support Tara Moons at all. I do not recommend people buy from them. The way I was ignored by that brand after having issues with an order, and I tried to contact them like on multiple platforms, and still to this day have yet to get a reply to any of the emails that I put in, the contact page submissions that I put in on their website. No replies to direct messages on Instagram or Facebook. They deleted my comments on both Instagram and Facebook. You know, I find that that's really, for an indie makeup brand, I think that's pretty shitty. And then to find out from not one, but 3 different influencers that the girl whose highlighter that I bought and who also collaborated for those neon shades got shafted for the collaboration deal, kind of like Amy Loves Makeup did, got done by Amy Hart's makeup. The Amy Loves Makeup versus I think it is Amy Hart's makeup. I'd have to look it up on Instagram, but they like came out with that. Crap, I can't think of the name now. But anyways, they did a collaboration palette with her, and then when it came time to pay, they were like, "We're not paying you." What? You sold out of my palette, my the Alma palette. ALMA was the name of it. And they never paid her either. So when I see stuff like that, it's like, it really pisses me off when indie brands do that. And I'm going to say something about it. Oh, the Cartagena palette? I haven't. Are you talking about the Christmas look? Because I've only used the Cartagena palette like, oh, I don't know which one you're talking about now. Because the oh, I only have singles from them. Yeah, I have singles from them, but I had such a difficult time trying to get those shadows to work. I tried them over so many different products. I tried mixing them with products to see if I could get them to work. I mean, literally, you can put it on your skin and go, and the color just disappears off your skin, and it leaves it just like it was before, and you're like, so it was bad. I mean, I've tried mixing them with other shadows and stuff, trying to get them to work. I've been able to get them to work a little bit with glitter glue. Like if I put glitter glue down and then like really pack the shadow in the spot in which I need it, but don't expect to be able to like blend it out or anything, because as soon as you go to swipe a brush over it, you're done. There's no working with it at all. It's like it vanishes off your eyes like magic. Yeah, and you know, the funny thing is I've talked to, let me look it up. I've talked to a couple of other people that mainly buy indie, and they've had some issues with Terra Moons. And El Barro? Yeah, it's a B. It's an A, not an O. El Barro. $45 for a pre-order. It's meh to me, but I own quite a few of those shades. Those colors do not. Let me see if I can share my screen. All right, this, you should be able to see it now. No, you're fine. Habla español un poquito. I speak a little bit of Spanish, not very well, and I don't read it very well. Okay, so these colors together, I mean, that's Gator colors right there. Okay. Oh, sorry. That's the University of Florida colors right there, which is Gainesville College in Gainesville. But a lot of these colors don't really like go together. Like the yellowish, orangey shimmer that has a hint of green, and the greenish yellow shimmer, and then the baby shit 8 Ps for lunch green. I don't like that color green anyways. And then you have like this really pretty fuchsia, but this color doesn't, I mean, this color would look better with this one. I mean, if you did this and this and this, that'd be a pretty look. But this, I don't know, maybe it's the orange that's throwing me off. I take the orange out of the equation. No, I still don't like it with the greens. I don't know. I don't think it's a pretty palette. No. I mean, individually, yes, I like this orange shade. That's pretty. I like the hot fuchsia shades. Those are pretty. That baby pea shit green is disgusting. Oh no, you're fine, Sylvia. Hopefully I pronounced this name correctly. I mean, Portuguese is kind of similar to Spanish. But yeah, that whole like top row, I mean, if you get rid of the top row, then it's not half bad. But yeah, that yuck. There we go. I clicked the wrong thing. My bad. I'm still getting used to the StreamYard thing. I had OBS open. I was going to do that, but it's set for my Twitch. El Barro. Anyways. Palette's fugly. I didn't like it. I wouldn't have bought it anyways. Even if I supported the brand, I wouldn't. But, I mean, being in Florida, you kind of have to speak some Spanish because 90% of the population doesn't speak English, or they do speak English. They just look at you like you're stupid when you talk to them in English, and they're like, so it's like, you know, they know English, and there's some things that you'll say, and they'll be like looking off to the side, and then you say something, they like jerk back real quick, and you're like, gotcha. Can't tell me you don't speak English. So yeah, it really annoys me when they do that. My friend Jose, his parents are Mexican, born and raised in Mexico. He was born here. He's Mexican American, but God, don't ever call him a Mexican. He will go off. So because he's tan, people think or assume he speaks Spanish. He can speak some Spanish. He refuses to speak Spanish because he's an American and he doesn't speak the SPICK word. I'm like, you just called your, wait a minute. You can't be using that language. Now, don't get me wrong. He wears rebel flag everything. His truck has a big rebel flag across the back window. He's got a big belt buckle that's a rebel flag. The bandana he wears over his hair is a freaking rebel flag. Most of his clothing, like his shirts and stuff like that, are rebel flags. I was like, you racist motherfucker. I was like, why? He goes, I'm an American. I'm like, dude. So, yeah, we have issues because he knows I hate that flag. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got in. Like, he required, well, he didn't require. He requested that I get certain pieces of body jewelry in so that he could have me make stuff for his wife. And now I have a whole bunch of that racist flag that I need to get rid of. because of him. Like his wife has a nose ring and a belly ring and a tongue ring. So I have all three of those in that design. And then a friend of his came up one time and asked if I could get gauges. So I had gauges made. So now I've got gauges, and I've got nose rings and tongue rings and belly rings, all with that hateful flag on it. So yeah, but people will walk up to Jose and start talking in Spanish, and he just looks at them. He's like, "Are you talking to me?" And they're like, "Yep, yeah, yeah, yeah." He's like, "Speak fucking English, dude." I'm like, "Jose, that's fucking rude." So yeah, he's the brown son that the hospital wouldn't let in when my dad had his accident a few years ago, because he didn't look like he matched the family. Even though he has my dad's name, his social security number, his driver's license number, address, knows all the deets. When he got to the hospital, he actually beat me there. Like, they wouldn't let him come back to see dad before he went in for surgery because he was too brown. Qu'est-ce que c'est? I know. I'm just trying to figure out how. Come here. Let me see that. I want to see how you have it affixed onto your. Oh, you cut a hole in it. That's fucking handy. Hang on. Let me move the camera so the camera can see. Look, Dad cut holes in the plastic so he could slide his belt through it. That's handy.
I couldn't find my nail belt, so I did this. I want to go buy something because I don't need it.
Nail belt underneath the lathe in the tack room inside the garage. The brown one?
Yeah, it should be brown leather.
Yeah, it's like a reddish brown.
Oh, in the room at the end of the garage?
Yeah, it's underneath the lathe.
All right, I'll go.
Or at least where it was last time I saw it. So I was
I had one somewhere. I looked around. I thought it was out in the jewelry shop side, the dirty side.
Ooh, even if it was out there, I wouldn't want to wear it.
Yeah,
Probably got rat piss on it.
All over everything, and there's rat prints on everything.
Rat.
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. I was telling the story about how your brown son wasn't allowed into the hospital when you had your accident because he wasn't the right color.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was still.
He wasn't family.
No. Well, that's what I don't understand. He had all of your information, but because he was your brown son, they wouldn't let him back to see you. That's what I didn't understand.
Well,
you would think if you.
That's what happens when you marry more than one woman.
But you only been married once. Shh.
Not supposed to know that.
How am I not supposed to know that? I'm the product of the first marriage, so you would think I should know if you've been married more than once. And I tell you what, if you get married again, she's got to go through a whole lengthy background check by me. Oh, yeah, I'm not getting married again either. Not unless Jason's offering.
No, I'm not getting married.
Oh.
Nope. Had enough of that shit.
Emily, you're being cute. Hi. What you doing? Were you helping Daddy?
She's sitting over there being all cute. Well, if you don't look to your left.
I didn't care.
Rude. Angel. I made the comment about Jason.
Yeah.
Angel says Jason better hop on it. Angel, you're wrong for that, but it's also hilarious. I read that and inhaled wrong. Okay, you guys ready? trash can's attacking me. You guys ready for the really big box unboxing? With the camera zoomed in like this, I don't know how I'm going to show it. I might have to back up the webcam. See if I can get it to sit up here. Okay. Hopefully that's good. There's the box. And of course, yes, and I'm wearing my pajama bottoms because they come. Inside the box is another box. And of course, it's upside down. Okay. Get my scissors out. We had another package that said it was delivered yesterday before I left to go to Walmart. I'll get into the Walmart story here in a minute. That was a fiasco. And it said that the other part of this order was delivered before I left, but yet when I checked before I left. I think I'm gonna have to set this down. It's a heavy box. It's a heavy box. Bring. What are you buttering it about? I got a video game going in the background. So, anyways, the other part of my order was supposed to be here, or the last piece of our order was supposed to be here yesterday, and it said it was delivered at like 2:12 in the afternoon. And I'm like, no, the hell it wasn't, because the dog was in the front yard. She'd have eaten somebody alive. So that's the second package now that FedEx has said that was delivered.
Just that one delivered here.
Exactly. And it wasn't delivered here. Oh, dang, they got this shit all packed in here. Look.
What do you reckon?
Well, that lid is glass, so I can understand. I'm just trying to... I'm breaking stuff.
Better not be breaking nothing.
Hey.
Got broken in shipment.
I'm just trying to rip cardboard off of it so I can shimmy things out. This is the double pot. Okay, so this one here is a... Oh, it has the baking pan inside. So look, ooh, shiny, pretty. Well, James brought this box, our regular like FedEx guy, the guy that does the FedEx Air stuff. He brought me this box. But the baking pans that were shipped separately that were also like part of this order, but it was an add-on section of it, that came FedEx Ground. And the FedEx Ground guy, the last two packages that they supposedly delivered here never got here. And I was home both times. We got a glass lid with a pokey hole in it. Oh, I've been lidded.
Breaking nothing.
The lid jumped right off the desk at me, Daddy. It's trying to get me. Hip. So it's copper and then the teal color on the outside. It's a really pretty blue. Well, it's teal, but it's a pretty color. I like it. Let me stuff everything back in here. I just figured I'd take one out to show it to you for the color, because I think that this like teal color is really pretty. So. Oh, paperwork. Congratulations on your purchase. So yeah, this shows like a lot. This shows everything that we got. So I got new kitchen toys. Which is nice because this kitchen stuff that I've been using, I've had since I was like 18. So it's a mix of my stuff and his stuff that just kind of is all crammed in the kitchen. So it'll be nice to have some nice new stuff. And if anybody runs off with these into their bedroom, I'm gonna whoop somebody's ass, just so you know.
You'll have to stand in line.
You know, I'm usually the one that catches him doing that shit. But if I catch him running off with any of this new stuff and hiding it or relocating it,
Keeping it.
yeah, I will definitely be more than happy to kick his bedroom door in and whoop his ass. Same with the new glasses.
No, those are his.
Well, technically, if we want to get real specific about it, real specific, they're mine. My name on the order. You paid for it though.
Mm-hmm.
So who owns what? You paid for it. It's on my account under my name. Does that mean it's 50-50?
No.
Yeah, they look. Well, Dad found them on like eBay or something like that, and he was gonna buy them on there, and they were like $1.99. I was like, whoa, wait, what are those called? Those are nice looking. I was like, let me see if I can find them, find out information about them, that kind of stuff. And I looked them up on Walmart. Sure enough, I found them on Walmart, $50 cheaper. I was like, whoa, jackpot! 20 piece set for $50 cheaper. I was like, hey. So the one he was looking at was just copper, and I was like,
No, they're the same. Exactly the same.
no, well, okay, they
were not blue. They were copper.
they were copper, but on Walmart you could get them in color variations, whereas you can get the blue coating, there was a red coating, or there was the copper color, and Dad's option was only to get copper. And then I saw the teal, and I know he likes blue and green, so I was like, hey, come look at this set. I mean, the red was pretty, but it wasn't, I don't know, it was like a funny shade of red. So it was pretty, but it wasn't like something I would like. But this blue color, really pretty. So well, I guess we could say green because RGB, Roy G. Biv,
Whatever.
it's party.
I gotta go back to
Au revoir. So yeah, so I'm waiting on baking sheets and stuff to get here, but it comes with a couple of cake pans and like a 9 by 13, 9 by 12, something like that. So I have like most of the baking things, but I ordered extra baking sheets just because I wanted to have a couple extra, because the ones that I'm using right now, I've got a couple that I use to do chicken on, that like one of them's an actual half sheet tray that I had from when I worked at the bakery, that the baker sent me home with one day, and I tried to bring it back. He said, nah, just keep it. So that's where that tray came from. And it's a nice deep tray, so it's good for baking chicken. The other one's a broiler pan that I've had for 20 odd years. One of those blue speckled ones. It was my grandmother's. So that thing is like tough. Like my crab pot that I have, that's from her. It's just now started, the enamel coating on it is just now starting to come off. And again, I've had it since I was like 18. Then I've got like 2 good cookie trays. One of them is the one that is like sideless. It has like rounded edges. So you only have like a grip on either side, and then the edges are, the center of it's completely flat. So you can get like bigger cookies. It's got a bigger surface area to work with without having to worry about the sides getting in the way. Fucking rednecks in their trucks. So I've got that, and I've got one other cookie tray that I use, and all the rest of my trays are like so old they're like rusting. And so I've been putting, like, if I want to use them, I have to do like aluminum foil over it and then aluminum foil over that, because I don't know about you, but I'm not eating rust. And I'm like super picky about how clean things are. So it is what it is. I mean, not everything can be new. And I've had like the bakeware set that I'm using right now, I got as a Yule gift in 2002, I think, from my friend Valerie. I went to her house for a big Yule gathering, and that was one of the gifts during the gift exchange. So it's where that came from. It's like, I want to say Bakelite, but it's not Bakelite. It's something else. It's I can't think of the name of the brand. Anyway, it starts with bake something. But you know, back in the 2000s, it was a expensive brand to buy, and I got an entire like kit of baking sheets and cake pans and a 9x13, and I got a brownie pan with it and a couple of bread pans. So I got like a really good kit. So it was like happy Yule to me, man. Uh-oh. I'm losing people. I had 5. Now I got 3. People are leaving. Uh-oh. My game's beeping at me. So yeah, the stuff that I'm using in the kitchen, a lot of it is like this cup my dad has had for like years. I'm talking like 15, 20 years. But it still holds liquid, so, and when it breaks, I'll toss it in the recycling bin. No big deal to me. I'm not fancy when it comes to any of that stuff. I don't really give a crap about that stuff. Just like labels on clothing. Okay, and does it fit? Yeah? Okay. Put it on. I don't care what fucking brand it is. I really don't. I see you, Angel. You better be here. You're a moderator. Oh, we're back up to 4. Okay, so I'm starting to have chest pains, and that it means I really need to go eat. I gotta go blow my nose really quick. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna keep my happy butt here. I'm gonna close the flap on the camera and turn the mute button on the microphone and sit right here and blow my nose. I will be right back. That's handy. I don't have to go running out there to blow my nose now. I didn't even think about using that. My webcam has, I can take it off to show you. It has this little piece that closes down so that when you're not using it, that it, you know, keeps people from, I got some dust behind it, keeps people from being able to turn on your webcam when you are not paying attention. Even though mine lights up when my webcam is on, even if something on my computer is like pulling anything off of it information wise, it has a light indicator on it, and there's no way to turn that light off. It's wired in, so I know when my webcam is turned on, which is a good thing, because you hear those horror stories about the kids that they get the school computers and somebody, are you sitting? No, you're not sitting flat. There you go. Wait a minute. You move? Oh, I'll be damned. Oh, sorry. I just learned something new about my camera. I didn't realize it did that. That's neat. Sorry. I'm having a geek moment here. But I always worry about, like, you know, that when you're using a laptop and somebody flips on your webcam, it doesn't like notify you that your webcam is on. And I've seen, like, one of my friends I know, she does, you know, schooling and whatnot. She keeps a damn sticker over her webcam. She like, so, and I don't blame her. but it's scary because you never know who's accessing your stuff unless you've got a pretty good lock on your system. But even with the best security on systems and stuff like that, somebody's still going to find a way in. I just make sure I don't do anything on my computer that I would be embarrassed if it ever got out. So you can share my browsing history. You can share my photos. You can go through all my documents on my system and stuff like that. You will not find a damn thing that could embarrass me ever, because I don't do stuff like that. Not going to find no sketchy photos or weird home videos or anything like that, because I don't have any. I'm really that boring. Now you'll find an entire hard drive disk dedicated to video games, though. So there's that. You'll find like hand-drawn designs that I've taken pictures of for jewelry, just in case I lose the piece of paper, because I have a bad habit of that. So, hey, Angel, I'm to tell it how it is. Well, I have my education is in computer system securities. So that's another thing, anywhere that you go and you have one of these things with you, it's always listening to you. If your computer has an onboard mic, it's always listening to you. Somebody is always listening to you somewhere, somehow, day or night, doesn't matter. You hear an ad on the television for XYZ brand, guess what? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Google, they're all going to show you ads for XYZ brand because it overheard your television talking about it. You and somebody else have a conversation about something. Guess what? Now you're getting spoof and spam emails in your inbox for that topic. Everything is always listening to you. Just automatically assume you are never alone. As long as there is an electronic device within 100 yards of you, something's always going to hear you. So, just make sure that what you say is either cryptic enough that nobody besides you and the other party are going to know about it, or you just don't talk about shit that could get you in trouble, or you just, keep your nose clean and you'll be fine. I guess the sun finally decided it wanted to come out. It got really bright behind me. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on out there? It's been kind of like overcast looking all day. Like it looked like it was going to rain. The entire sky was gray at like 9:30. Like, looks like it might rain. Dad says, it's not supposed to rain today. I'm going. Did the sky get the memo? I was like, it's awful gray up there. So, okay, so the only other thing that I had planned on talking about today was my Walmart pickup order yesterday. It was a doozy. I mean, the Walmart employee was great. The experience between getting my groceries and that kind of thing, that was fine. And I even called to thank the person and or let management know about the situation, to have them put, a happy note or something in their file, because of the interaction between the Walmart employee and myself yesterday. It was the other participants in the parking lot that were issues. And when I came home, James was actually here in the he was actually here delivering my new pots and pans. So I was like, I know what you brought me. He's like, are you blocking me in? I said, no, I just needed a moment to rant. And he's like, uh-oh, what happened? He tells his buddy on the phone, he goes, hey man, let me get back with you in a minute. I got let me talk to this young lady. And he's only a few years older than me, but young lady. If only. And it makes me wonder, if I was a different complexion, how this person would have treated me yesterday. Because the way she treated me, she's lucky I didn't bitch slap her across the parking lot. I've had my hackles up most of the week anyways, because the other day Amanda called me at like 2:00 in the morning because her fiance had been attacked by their neighbor. And so I was kind of already on edge about that and a little hypersensitive because of that situation and being upset for Amanda for what she had to go through with their neighbor and what kind of asshole that he is, and not being able to do anything to help her has kind of like stressed me out most of this week. So yesterday I had a Walmart pickup order. It was from 3 to 4. I kept checking my email. Usually about 2:30, I'll get an email that says you have substitutions on your order and that we're picking your order. We'll let you know when it's ready. And then usually about quarter till the time that I'm supposed to be there, I get an email that tells me that the order's ready for pickup. And that's when I put my shoes on and I walk out the door because it takes me about 8 to 12 minutes to get there. So I get there and I'm usually in like parking spot 1, 2, or 3. But yesterday when I went, like the parking lot was like slammed. Like every pickup order spot had a vehicle. It was busy. And there was a parking spot that had a car in it, an empty one for a pickup, and then another parking spot that had an SUV in it that was parked really close to the line. So when I pulled in, I was really, really close to the white line, for the borders of the parking space. I had 6 inches between the sidewall of my tire and the white line, the inside of the white line. So I was still within my parking space, but I was really close to the edge. So I sit in the car and I wait. I was there about 35, 40 minutes before my order came out. The guy starts walking up to the car and I grab my mask and I put it on, not knowing I put it on upside down. And I get out and I'm talking to him and he walks around towards the back of the car because I've already got the trunk open and we're talking and just, shooting the shit. And he's like, "Oh, you can just stay in the car all on the..." I was like, "No, I will help you load the car." I mean, usually this is like a quarter of what our usual order is. I said, normally there's like 3 people helping plus me. I said, this is a very minimal order this week because I held off on getting a whole bunch of stuff because the next time I do a Walmart order, it's going to be large because, I need to get a roast for Yule and all that kind of stuff. So I do a lot of baking and cooking between like the 18th and the 23rd. So, and it's all for the Yule celebration. And I have this amazing cheese log I'm going to try and make. I sent my friend Chris the recipe the other day because I figured he'd enjoy it. Jason, if you want the cheese log recipe, let me know. I'll send it to you. It has like feta cheese in it and cranberries and pistachios. It looks like delicious. So anyways, so I'm going to try and make that. But I don't have most of the ingredients, so I'm going to have to get them anyways. So we're talking, he finishes up, and then I catch my reflection in his glasses because his glasses were mirrored, and we were talking about something, and I was like, "Oh my God." He's like, "What?" He goes, "I just realized my face mask is on upside down." And he's like, "I was wondering what that metal piece was at the bottom." I said, "That's supposed to go on my nose." And I reached back and I unhooked it. And he's more than 6 feet away from me at this time. And I said, "I can't believe I put it on upside down." He goes, "That's a heavy duty looking mask. What kind of mask is that?" I was like, "It's for motorcycles." "Okay, I'll send it to you too, Sylvia." I even printed it. It's on the kitchen counter right now. It looks amazing. It's like honey and feta cheese with cottage cheese and cherries and pistachios and a drizzle of honey. What I think I'm going to do is modify the recipe and do the the dried sour cherries, do like half and half cranberries and sour cherries, and then also add in pumpkin seeds as well as the pistachios. So I'm going to modify the recipe to fit what I want. But yeah, it looks really good. Super easy to make. Takes like half an hour. Should hit the spot for just about anybody if they like feta cheese, which I do. Could eat my body weight in that stuff. Goat cheese. So anyways, so we're talking about the face mask, about, that it's built for winter riding for motorcycles. Is it behind me? And it actually says Wolf Bike right on it. See, Wolf Bike. This is made for motorcycle riders, and it's a very, very thick material. It's black. How the fuck am I supposed to show this to you? Here, let me stick my white forehead in there. So it's a good 4 or 5 millimeters in thickness, and you can take the entire thing apart and throw it in the washing machine. But it's got like air vents on the side, it's got air slits here, and then of course these pieces come off, and this completely comes out. I mean, you can buy these, but these are also washable. But like this entire thing, you can take it all apart and then throw it in the washing machine and wash it. I was supposed to do laundry yesterday and completely forgot. I was going to start it when I got home from Walmart, but after the incident at Walmart, I was just kind of, it's one of those days. So anyways, and I mean, it's a seriously heavy duty mask, and I can wear it underneath my motorcycle helmet, my full face helmet, because when you wear a helmet, you still get draft here, and then you get draft like on this part of your face. So you'll end up windburned, which is why I'm a little pink here, because of, riding with colder weather and it dries out your face and that kind of stuff. So I can wear that face mask underneath my helmet, and it keeps like from here up warm and protects me from the wind. So that's what it's designed for. It's a winter motorcycle riding mask, and I've had it for years. I bought it in like 2012. So when this world stuff happened, I was already prepared. I didn't have to worry about it. So we were talking about that, and the cars on either side of where I was parked were there before I got there. And there was nobody in the vehicles. And the sign clearly says pickup order only. So I'm standing by where the door handle is to get in and out of the like driver's side passenger seat, like the seat behind the driver's seat. And I'm standing there talking to him, and he's at the other corner of the other person's car. So he's a good 8-10 feet away from me at this point. And he told me that he was getting off work. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I get off work in like 22 minutes. That was when he got out to my car. So I figured he was getting off work at 4, because by this point it was like, like almost 3:50 in the afternoon. So I'm standing there talking to him, and this woman walks up and she's, I'm like, what? and he's doing this around the corner, and she's got 2 bags in her hands, and she's like swinging them at me. They have gallon water bottles in them, each one in each bag. And she was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you know how to fucking park? What the fuck, you stupid fucking... I'm like, damn, lady, you want to crawl up your ass and die. I was like, what in the fuck? So she's like cussing me out. I said, I'm legally parked within my lane, lady. I don't know what the fuck your problem is, but you need to back the fuck up. And she's like swinging these bags at me. She almost hit me with them multiple times. And I kept like backing away from her. And by the time she like stopped swinging them for a moment, I was behind my car halfway out in the damn driving lane of the parking area. So, the Walmart employee is standing there going, and she's like, well, I don't know where you learn how to fucking park, and I'm like, do you want to talk about fucking parking, lady? I said, do you not know where you are parked? I said, you are in a pickup lane only spot. You are not doing a pickup order since your happy ass just walked out of the motherfucking store. I said, you really don't want to get into a piss-a match about me in my parking spot within my personal space. And she's like, and where the fuck is your face mask, bitch? I'm like, right here in my hand. I said, get the fuck away from me and my car. Well, you're not supposed to be here right now. You're supposed to be here. I was like, look, he is more than 6 feet away from me. I said, I'm right next to my car. I was fixing to get in my car when you decided to come barreling up on me. I said, I'm not going to deal with this. And she went to shove the door onto me because I had finally walked back up to my driver door because I was just going to get in my car, do my woo style moment, and drive on, right? So I gotta let my blood pressure come back down a minute. I'm still mad. So the Walmart employee is watching this entire situation just to make sure that things are okay. I'm sure. Well, at least that's the vibe I got. Another lady comes around the back of the vehicle and she's like, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. We were only in there for a little while. I said, ma'am, I've been here almost an hour and you were in the whole store the whole time. I've been parked in this spot for a pickup order. I am so sorry. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's been like this all day. And I'm so sorry. I apologize. I said, you do realize that you are parked in a pickup order spot and you were physically within the store. Did you have a pickup order? And she says, no, we just went shopping. We just had to go get a few things. And I turned to the Walmart employee because her little friend, by the way, let me stand up for a minute. Oh, sorry. I know I was probably loud. Okay, let me stand up. This woman was this tall to me. This tall. Her friend was about here on me. Okay, here. So this little short dumpy lady is in my face swinging her water bottles at me, and she doesn't even come up to my chin. Okay, I'm tall, but like she might have been 5 foot, if that. I got a hair on my back somewhere. I can feel it. Anyways, so I just distracted myself. So she's profusely apologizing, and I pointed at the Walmart employee. I said, would you like to tell her that she's parked in the incorrect slot? And he's going, and I don't fucking blame him. The way that the one lady came at me. So, her friend apologized. The one that was driving apologized to me for her friend's actions. And then the little short one who has the mouth on her decided that she wanted to get in my damn face again. I'm like, look, lady, I already gone one round with you and you backed off. I really am trying to be polite here. So she tries to shove my door because by that time I had already opened the driver door and had tossed a couple things in the car, like my wallet and my face mask. And I had reached down to grab I keep a little spray bottle of a 91% alcohol in the door of the car that I can spray down the door and stuff with. And I had a Clorox bleach wipe in my hand as well. So, safety's first. So, anyways, so she tries to hit my door, my father's car door with her gallon of water. Okay, she hasn't put nothing in her side of the car yet. She's done nothing but run her gator. So she swings at the car door, and I back up and move the car door because I know what a gallon of water can do to the side panel of a car. Steel or not, it can leave a dent. $280,000 Mercedes doesn't belong to me. I'm not going to let it get damaged because guess what? It's my ass that gets in trouble, not the little short mouthy bitch. So she comes at me again, and I said, lady, back up. I am armed. Shoot me, you stupid fucking cunt. What the fuck is wrong with you? Just fucking shoot me. I'm like, ma'am, you do not realize what is going on here. I said, and in today's climate, if I were you, I would shut the fuck up and back up and move away from my car now. Her friend comes around the front of the vehicle and gets between me and her, and she starts shoving her friend back. And I said, you don't know who I am. You don't know what I'm capable of. And you verbally assaulted me more than once. And you've tried to hit me multiple times. And there are witnesses. Oh, and there's cameras on the building recording you. Well, I don't give a fuck. You're a stupid fucking cunt. I'm like, I almost pulled out the, you know, lady, my mom's your age, and I don't listen to her talk about that stuff with me either. You know, I really just, I'm looking at this woman who's like 60 to 65 years old, and I'm thinking, my God, if my mother had said any of these things to me, I'd have slapped her across the damn face. I'm like, again, her friend is apologizing. She's got her hands on her friend, trying to shove her back towards the front of their SUV, and I'm trying to get in the car. And I was doing everything I could not to go the fuck off on this lady. I mean, I know how bad it hurts to be hit with a gallon bottle of something that has liquid in it, because I've been hit with one before. And I know how bad I bruise when I get hit with things like that. So the fact that this woman had 2 of them and was violently swinging them at me, I was like flabbergasted by her response of me telling her finally I was armed and that she needed to back up. Now, I do not carry a firearm outside this house, but that does not mean I do not have other weapons on me. So I got in the car, and my window was cracked about 2 inches. Just, it's a safety measure that I've always done. If I'm out of the car, but you know, I'm close by, I leave it open just enough that I can get, you know, you stick your arm in, you know, just in case. I mean, there's been more than one time that I've accidentally had the key fall out of my pocket, or I've dropped the key in the car and I've needed a way back in. And with Dad working in Orlando, I don't know if I can get a hold of him and, you know, have him bring a backup key and that kind of stuff. So it's just one of those safety measures. I always leave the window cracked open wide enough for me to get my arm in, to, you know, unlock the car. So I get in, I put my seatbelt on, put the key in the ignition, and her friend is like whispering at me through the crack of the window, apologizing more and more and more. I was like, look, lady, I've had a rough enough day already. I didn't need that shit from your friend. And I said, if I was anybody else, I'm sure she would have been shot or worse. I said, she does not realize that in today's society, her mouth will get her in trouble. And she says, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's been like this all day. She's been attacking people left and right all day. And I said, maybe she's having some issues. She goes, well, that's not up to me. I just drove her here because she didn't have a vehicle to get groceries in. I was like, well, you know, that's your business. But I was like, had I been anybody else, especially in this county, somebody would have blown her head off. That's how it is. I said, people don't play. And it got me thinking on the way home, if I had been any tanner, what would she have done? How much worse would she have treated me if I was a different skin tone? And I was like, what? I don't understand how somebody can treat somebody so horribly. Number one, not even knowing the person. But like, you don't really hear about it for, you know, she looked like a little Italian lady, but you don't really hear about Caucasian on Caucasian kind of incidents because usually they stay in their own lane kind of thing. And white people have a bad habit of, they don't see it. It don't concern them. They're going to stay out of it. Right. But the fact that the Walmart employee stayed there until I started to back out of the space and he tipped his head at me and I went, you know, like this, very rare, especially in my area, for anybody to stick around and observe the situation to make sure that there wasn't going to be a physical altercation. Because had she hit me with one of those bags and had I not moved fast enough and had she hit me, I'd have laid her out. My rule of thumb is I won't touch anybody first, but if somebody touches me, that's it, fair game. You're done. I do not play. have a very short fuse, and I don't mind protecting myself. And I do have a mouth, and I have no problem using it. But I don't understand what the fuck was wrong with this lady yesterday. But, I got home and I was talking to James, and, he brought up the fact of how different would the situation have been had I been his skin color. And it really made me think last night, God, if she's treating somebody like me like this, what is she treating everybody else like? And what the fuck is wrong with people that treat somebody of a different skin color that horrifically? I still cannot wrap my head around why people treat people like that. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. And I understand how it feels for some people to go through that on a regular basis, because I can imagine how much just how draining it would be on your mind, your soul, how upsetting it would be, the thoughts that would probably run through your head. Because I tell you what, I thought about 20 different ways to knock that lady out yesterday in that 10-minute argument spree. I mean, I really did. Well, I kind of wish that was the case here, Sylvia. And my dad always told me to protect myself. He was bullied. He's always been small. He's always been little. So when he was in school, he got picked on for being short. And at the time, he weighed like 115 pounds dripping wet. And that was with football gear on. Well, my dad was quick. He could outrun just about any motherfucker. But he used to get picked on a lot, and guys would like surround him and bully him. And he would always, he still to this day uses this term. He goes, which one am I going to hurt bad? And which one am I going to put in the hospital? He goes, you guys decide now. And of course he gets, you get a slick reply when you say something like that about, you ain't going to do nothing, old man. Like we've had teenagers, punks, pull up in the yard and do that bullshit here in the yard. And my dad said the same thing. You're on my property. What do you got? You stupid. I'm like, and my dad's like, show me what you got. Show me what you got. Y'all talking all big and stuff, acting like you got a pair of cojones, but I'm not seeing them. I've always been the kind of person that I would rather talk my way out of a situation than get physical. But my dad made sure that I knew how to handle myself. And then, of course, I went on to have further training by other people. And I've had minor martial arts training, but I've also had SWAT training. I trained alongside the SWAT team for local law enforcement. So I have training and education and experience. So I know how to protect myself. Plus I always have a weapon on me. So I don't, I will throw hands first before I even pull anything else. But I just, it almost makes me wish now that I had told her, happy holidays, cunt muffin. I was like, seriously, lady, what is wrong with people? I just mind-boggling, just absolutely mind-boggling. And when I'm out in public, I'm quiet. I stay to myself. I keep my nose clean. I don't step on toes. I do my own thing, and I can walk up to anybody and just start a conversation. That's just how I've always been. I've never really had problems. Like I'll be in the parking lot doing a Walmart pickup order, and other employees will come over and just start talking with us. And next thing you know, there's like 10 employees and me standing around talking in the Walmart parking lot. It's just how I am. But like this lady's reaction to me yesterday, I was like, did I forget to put deodorant on or something? Is my perfume stink? I mean, is my makeup crooked? What? I'm like, oh my God. And then of course I come home and, you know, James is here, which, you know, he's always a bright spot in the day. He always brings me packages. So, and he's super, super nice. He's a nice distraction for the day. But, it's usually the packages I like more, but you know, it's just nice to see another human occasionally at the house that doesn't live here. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if it's the year or if it's the people or if it's the time of year. I hate this time of year. I hate it with a passion. I hate Christmas music. I hate Christmas music movies. I hate fucking Christmas. I hate it. My grandmother died on Christmas. My grandfather was born on Christmas. There's always something tragic at Christmas time. Something really horrible always happens every year on the Christian version of Christmas. So I hate this time of year. I hate it. I actually don't like the entire month is like a wash to me. It's like, can we just go from November to January and I'd be happy? Because there's been so much tragedy in this month of the year for me between just bad stuff that's always happened this time of year. So I hate this month. I hate the month. I hate the holiday. I hate all the crap that goes with the holiday. I hate how people try and one up each other with Christmas gifts and the fake holiday smiles and the cheer and the everything else. It makes me want to go hit people. And you know, I saw a post on Facebook yesterday that somebody is going around town posting these signs that say, Happy Holidays, Santa loves, or something about Santa. And then they like blacked out the word and then it says Jesus and then something else. And they're like putting them up all over town, basically saying that Santa isn't real and you're only supposed to believe in Jesus Christ or blah, 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 or whatever. And I'm like, and I got thinking, I was like, wow, how Christian are these people to take, you know, joy away from kids about believing in Santa. Now, granted, I was honest with my kids and I let them know who St. Nicholas was, where he came from, what religion he was, what the background story was, so that if people asked what they wanted from Santa, that my kids could turn around and give the people a history lesson. You know, I wanted my children to understand that people celebrate this as a holiday. This is when their Savior was supposedly born. This is what it says in their book. This is the holiday for this date. The Christians took it over and this is what they did with it. And I explained the entire history with my kids when they were younger so that they understood all of the different facets of people's holidays in December, between Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and Advent, you know, all of the different traditions. And I've done Advent many, many, many times. I've celebrated Hanukkah with friends. My friend Ben actually just messaged me yesterday. I forgot to wish him a happy Hanukkah. He's Jewish. You know, I know many a years we've sung the dreidel song and the Hava Nagila and some of the other, you know, traditional Jewish songs for this time of year. So it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those things that I wanted my children to be well educated in the foundation of what the holidays are, the events that happen in December, why people celebrate different things, and why it is more appropriate to say happy holidays than it is to say Merry Christmas, because what is there, 21 holidays celebrated by multiple different religions just in the month of December that all center around the same type of historical event, whether you believe it or not. So it's like, to me, it's not about offending people by not saying Merry Christmas. I don't get offended by that, but it makes me think, what about people that don't celebrate Christmas? What about the Jehovah's Witnesses? They don't celebrate Christmas. Mormons don't celebrate Christmas. Jews do not celebrate Christmas. It just, you're leaving out a whole lot of the population from a whole bunch of different regions and areas on this planet. So it's not just PC to say happy holidays. It's more along the lines of, you respect them enough to wish them well for whatever the holiday is that they celebrate, and you leave it at that. You don't need to get into a mine's bigger kind of contest over that. And I know some people are like, oh my God, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I want to put up my Christmas tree and hang all my pagan balls all over it. And I wanted this and that. And I'm like, oh God, they just put a penis in their living room. That's what, every time somebody's raving about their Christmas tree, that's the first thing I think, oh God, they just put a penis in their living room. So, I mean, the Christmas tree is a phallic symbol. And you can try and argue with me all you want, and I will back it up with documented proof. You want to put a big penis in your living room? That's perfectly okay with me, as long as I don't have to look at it. Actually, I think I'd be a little scared if I had a big penis in my living room. I think I'd be going out the front door right quick in a hurry. So, I don't know. Just one of those things. Lots of stuff that runs through my head. Kind of got off on a tangent there, but hi, my name is Rebecca. Welcome to my channel. I go from 1 to Z really quick. And then occasionally there's 10 and A and B and M and 25 and stuff in there. It's just never in order. So, uh-oh, Angel, am I making you blush? I'm out of milk. Well, my voice is kind of hoarse right now, so it's probably more along the lines of a philosophical voice that is getting you. But yeah, I'm a lot deeper than I normally am because I'm a little hoarse right now from postnasal drip. It's the pits. So, all right, throw me a topic. We'll talk about anything. Unless you guys want to go. I mean, I don't have to go nowhere. I mean, I do, but I don't. I have to go out there and finish that jewelry item so my dad can work on it tomorrow. He's going to do all the hot stuff tomorrow for it. Oops. You're fired, Angel. Fired. Fired. Oh, and there is going to be a surprise in one of the holiday looks that goes up next week. I still have to edit looks 3 and 4, and I haven't filmed any more since then. But there's a surprise coming, and I think it's holiday look 2, a surprise in the video. So watch with sound on, because there's a surprise in it. I mean, I can just sit here and talk about absolutely anything, pretty much. Oh. I don't remember remember all the words to Hava Nagila. Oh, here's something I could do. Every Yule when we do fire circles, or at least in the years past when I used to go to fire circles, we do like a big wassail event. And for those that don't know what wassail is, it means like cheers in the Nordic. You have this big huge horn that they fill with alcohol, and you go around in a circle and you say the things that you're like thankful for, grateful for, most appreciative of, those kinds of things. Or like if you have statements or sentiments or best wishes that you want to send on to anybody else in the group or just out there in the universe for intention, you would say it, and then you go wassail, and then you hold the horn up, and everybody else says wassail, and then everybody drinks. And then everybody says wassail, and then everybody goes drink, and then you all drink. And usually by the fifth or sixth person, half the group is drunk anyways. But it's fucking hilarious. But when I was a kid, there was a claymation that they did with the California raisins, and I don't know. We used to watch it every year. Now that is a Christmas movie I will actually watch. It's hilarious, and it has the 4 little raisins in it. But there's a pagan version of this song that we sing every year for Yule, and the non-pagan version is here we come a wassailing among the leaves so green. Here we come a wandering so fairly to be seen. Here we come a wandering so fairly to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you a wassail too. And then it goes on. So, like I said, we have a pagan version of that we used to sing. So maybe if my allergies, Dad's working on the fascia. If my allergies are good enough during the week, what I'm planning on doing is either going up on the roof or going out by one of the favorite trees I have, and I will try and record the pagan version of it and put it up on my YouTube channel. That is the wassail song. So that might be a bonus thing. It might be a double upload that day, depending on how much editing I get done. But yeah, fun stuff. Dreidel, 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 made out of wood. Mm-hmm. Actually, it was made out of, originally dreidels were made out of clay, and they had to sit and dry. Oh, and if you ever want to learn something interesting about the Jewish religion, look up what a dreidel is and why they were so important to children at this time of the year, especially during the occupation, because the history of the dreidel is very interesting. Between the shape, the design, the fact that it spins, what it means, how they were made. If you've ever wanted to learn like obscure religious facts, look up what a dreidel is and the meanings behind it. It's a really interesting thing to look up. Sylvia, well, hopefully your makeup is beautiful. Post pictures on Instagram or something and tag me so I can see them. I mean, you can see my look. I didn't even do video of this or anything or whatever. I haven't posted on Instagram since I first got up today. So have a good evening, because it's like almost nighttime there for you. Let's see, 2, 6. It was about 8 o'clock there. Surprised we actually have some sun right now. It's funny, it looks brighter on the computer screen than it does behind me, though. So when I look out the window, it doesn't look that bright. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. And do you want me to call you Sam on there? Because I replied the other day and I started typing your name out. I was like, maybe she doesn't want her name used on this one. So I just kind of typed SIL so that, I mean, you knew I was talking to you, but, and I got thinking about whether or not I should have written your name on it or not. I was like, she goes by Sam. I still don't understand why it's Sam. Unless it's your first initial, middle initial, and last initial. And then that makes sense because that spells out Sam, I think. But I didn't know if you wanted people knowing your name on there. So I figured I better be careful because some people are particular about that. Doxing is a no-no. We don't want people sharing our information without our permission. That's a huge no-no. And it's illegal, so. But, well, I will see you later, Sylvia. Yeah, I figured that was your initials, SAM. Alexandra's a beautiful name. I named my my second son Alexander. So Montenegro. Hasta luego. Hasta mañana. Again, that's Spanish. I don't know Portuguese. I can say a few things in Spanish, but I don't know no Portuguese. You're gonna have to teach me some Portuguese. Or I could just do hasta la bye bye. And completely fuck it up. So Ate Lago. It's Ate, right? Ate. Ate Lago. Or Ate Logo. Like logo, like a company. You'll have to pronounce it for me send it to me in like one of those little voice note things on Facebook Messenger. That way I can hear it. Oh, or we could do so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. Au revoir. Bienvenue. I'm not too horrible at speaking languages. I just need to remember that I need to not say them like I'm an American. So anyways, go get ready for dinner and whatnot. Enjoy your family time. I was in bed by like 9 o'clock last night, 9:30. I fell asleep to NCIS, and then I went to turn the TV off at one point when I woke up, and I dropped the TV remote behind the headboard on my bed. So I had to wait till I woke up to physically get it, because I wasn't about to go underneath the bed in the middle of the night. Lord knows what you're going to find down there. A few dust bunnies. I found a napkin, well, a paper towel that was folded in half. I found a Reese's peanut butter cup, a miniature Reese's peanut butter cup, and the remote underneath my bed when I went looking for it this morning. So again, don't go doing this under your bed at night, because again, you never know what's under there. You might just be reaching in there and be like, why did I stick my hand in? I've done that before. Like, ew, what is that? What? Well, they were probably on I put them up on top of my bed, on the headboard, like the top of the headboard. And sometimes I put them on my nightstand. And I only do that when I realize Dad's already eaten half the bag and he just opened it the day before. And so I grab a couple and stash them in my bedroom so that I at least can eat one myself. So, yeah, I've usually got at least 1 or 2 peanut butter cups sitting in my room somewhere. Right now I got one on the foot of my bed and I got one on the floor by where I get in and out of bed. So I will never say no to a peanut butter cup, ever. I don't care how sick I am. A Reese's peanut butter cup or Reese's Pieces, I will never say no to those, ever. Unless it's got coconut on it. And then I won't eat it. Or I'll just scrape off the coconut and then eat around it. Nose is running. Well, I do have my Blizzard launcher up. I wonder if I could stream gameplay. Ooh, the pumpkin ones are nice because they don't have the cardboard underneath of them, so you can just peel back the plastic and go and stick the whole thing in your mouth at once. It's probably not the best thing to look at, but I'm just saying, they're the easiest to eat. You take the thing and you crack it at the top and then you peel it all the way back and then you open your mouth and you dump the whole thing in. It's great. But with the regular Reese's cups, you got to peel the paper off and there's cardboard underneath. And then, usually you have your thumb stuck in it at some point. So now you got chocolate on your thumb. So you got to go to get it off. And then while you're licking your thumb off, you're trying to figure out how to lick the chocolate off the paper that it was wrapped in, and you had to set it down on the cardboard to lick your fingers in the paper. So now you got chocolate on the cardboard you got to lick. So the pumpkin ones are just so much easier. Right? Again, like I've said in the past, work smart, not hard. You gotta find a workaround, the easiest solution to your problem. That's what I like to do. They had these little snack bag things I bought once. I think they were for baking or something, but they had cute little itty bitty miniature peanut butter cups, and like I said, I think they were for baking because they had one of those little zipper tops on them. Those were awesome because you could dump a whole bunch of those in your hand and go, because there was no wrappers on any of them. It was the best thing. I'm tired. Been up for almost 12 hours and I haven't had anything to eat today. So I was thinking I might play a video game, but I don't know. I'm actually a little hungry. Not too hungry, but a little hungry. I'm starting to get tired. My nose is running again. We just picked up another person in the stream. Hello, hello. Did you end up taking a nap earlier, Angel? Because I saw you posting, you tagged me on something on Instagram. I was thinking to myself, I was like, wait a minute, I told her to go lay down and take a nap. What is she doing up? Go to bed. I mean, we were talking at 6 o'clock this morning? Yeah. Well, Jason's probably in here, but he's lurking. It says 4 now. It says 5 on my iPad. It says 4 on this screen. Oh, my spider came out. Spider. See my spider? He's making a mess up there. And every once in a while, he does house cleaning and he grabs a whole bunch of shit from underneath. See, I told you Jason was lurking. Uh-oh. Why are you trying to get rid of Henry? What do you do? But like my spider, he'll come out every few weeks and you'll see him like popping out towards the bottom of the motion sensor, and the next thing you know, he's like doing this out of his nest, and he's like shoving shit out the bottom of the motion sensor. Oh, he's not that big. He's only about this big around. It's a common house spider. But yeah, he like starts throwing shit out of his house and it ends up, sliding down the wall. Dad just cleaned the rest of the wall area a little bit ago, like this past, week, because he kept throwing shit out the house. And I was sitting here going, yo, motherfucker, that's my wall. You're getting dirty. He's over there throwing trash out of his house all down the wall. Nothing like yelling at a spider. Hey, Deb. You missed all the excitement and you missed the verbal abuse I had to put up with yesterday, and you missed the unboxing of the pots and pans back there. You missed it. I mean, you can always go back and watch it, but there is profanity. So, I mean, if you got little ears around, just beware. Because this one lady at Walmart yesterday, oh, thank you for the super chat. This lady at Walmart yesterday, like, really cussed me out. Oh, you're sending me a little. I even sang in Jewish, and I told people to look up what a dreidel is. I did not give away what it is or the history behind it, because I think it's a really cool thing to look up. So, is it today, Jason? Or is he going to like stay the night at his mom's tonight and then go do it tomorrow? I don't know what the rush is to get him out the door. Plus, you have D&D tomorrow anyways. Ooh. You have D&D tomorrow. Which means if he's leaving tonight, does that mean that we get to play Overwatch? Oh, well then he needs to get the hell out of the house. Tell him, just get out. Get out. Leave. Bye. But that still means that he's not going to be there. So does that mean we get to Overwatch tonight? We'll get Philip to bring out beast mode. And I don't know if Chris is in the stream or not, but Chris had a really rough week. His oldest child ended up in the hospital. So when he called me the other night, he was like really upset. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. Amanda's fiance got kicked in the face by their crazy ass neighbor. She called me at like 2:00 in the morning the other day. And then Chris's son and his wife ended up going to the hospital 2 days ago. When I said something in group chat about Chris having a bad day. But so yeah, he kind of needed to pick me up, but we talked for like a good hour just trying to get him to calm down, because he was like stressed out, ready to rip his hair out. So he just needed a friend. And then of course yesterday I got verbally attacked at the Walmart parking lot. That was a whole lot of not fun. I never would have expected a woman my mother's age to be cussing me like that in a parking lot, I tell you that. Well, that reminds me, I still have that art. I don't know where I stuck the envelope. I still have the drawing that we got from Henry. I still have to buy a frame for it. Oh, I about went off. I mean, I did go off on her, Deb, but she almost hit me multiple times. She had 2-gallon size water bottle, like the gallon water jugs in her hand. Had them in plastic bags, and she was like swinging them at me, and she was cussing me up one side and down the other. And she used all kinds of verbiage that I normally don't use. Like, I don't use the C word because I don't like it at all. And I know, like, in Europe it's common. It means like bud or friend or something like that. But I tell you what, anybody here in this country call me the C word, you're lucky your head was to be attached to your shoulder, because I don't like that word at all. But even after I told the lady I was armed, after she got in my face again, she was like, just fucking shoot me. I was like, I am not the one, ma'am. I am the wrong one. The absolutely wrong one. So I was like, gotta remember, I'm driving my dad's Mercedes. I have ice cream in the trunk. I need to mind my P's and Q's, because I really just wanted to rip her head off her shoulders and stuff it in her Walmart bag. I was hot yesterday. So, and not the temperature wise. I don't know what is wrong with people. It's like, so yeah. Yeah, no, I would definitely go off on somebody. If I was pregnant and they were pulling crap like that, my pregnancy hormones would have kicked in and I'd have just started throwing hands for meds. I don't know, Jason. Her friend was like super apologizing to me and everything, and profusely apologizing, saying that, she had been like that all day, and, she had just left Walmart. Lord knows what she did in there. I mean, the way she attacked me in the parking lot, I'm surprised. Had I not been quick enough a couple of times, she could have hit me easily with those bags, and then I'd be all bruised up today and sore and unable to walk and all kinds of fun stuff, because I don't know. And I told her friend, I think she was, needed some help. But I was grateful for the Walmart employee that stuck around to watch the situation play out, to make sure that I would be okay. But I tell you what, if I ever see anybody going after somebody like that in a parking lot, I'm going to stick my nose in their business, because I just can't, I cannot. I still am flabbergasted by her actions just today, because I never go out of my way to be ugly or hateful to somebody. And I've never, like, even if, like, when I'm riding a motorcycle, people do all kinds of absolutely asinine things when you're on a bike. Like, people cut you off, they speed up, and then you think that, okay, they're going to get up to speed, and then they brake check you or slam on their brakes, and you got to, evasive maneuver on your motorcycle. They run you off the road, they cut you off, they're constantly driving like absolute asshats. So it's like, I try and be, I don't know, what's the word that my parents taught me? Respectful? Maybe it's my age. Maybe it's, I don't get these kids today. I just don't. I'm too old for this crap. And the fact that this woman who's my mom's age just kind of flipped out on me in the parking lot, I was like, whoa, lady. Because, like, I go from, like, normal to nuts right quick. I can stay pretty even keeled for the most part, because Libra. But, when those scales start to tip, I go from normal to ripping your head off within a matter of seconds. And then I only can tolerate so much crap from somebody before I just kind of snap. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know if it's the time of year or the holiday coming up or what. It's like turning people into absolute monsters. So, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why people have to behave that way. And it shouldn't matter what time of year it is. They shouldn't act that way anyways. Yeah, I've always been the same way. You don't mess with my kids. And if I think somebody's messing with somebody else's kids, I'll get involved too. That's just how I am. You don't mess with kids, period. Like when the neighbor started acting weird with his granddaughter, ooh, it took a lot for me not to go over there and bash his head in like his son-in-law did. You don't mess with kids. You don't put your hands on kids. You don't talk suggestively to kids. You don't treat them like crap. You know, people don't understand. When I was a kid, corporal punishment was like nothing. Like people would beat their kids all day long and they didn't get in trouble for it. When I was raising my kids, instead of putting my hands on them, I tried to get them to think about the situation. I tried to explain things in a way that they would be able to understand them. Kind of like the idiot's guide to what the fuck you did wrong. Like if my kids hit somebody, I would say something like, why did you hit that person? And I would have them explain to me why they did it. And then I would say, do you think that was a good decision or a bad decision? And then I would have them answer me. And then I would say something like, was that right or wrong? And I would again have them answer me. So that I knew they knew what they did was wrong. And then I would be like, well, I'm ashamed of you. You know better. You just explained to me that you knew better, and you still went ahead with your action. I am disappointed in you for what you did and your lack of judgment. You need to do better. And I have made grown adults cry by saying that. Full-grown 20-plus-year-old adults cry by that statement. But my children, if they had the little pucker lip and the watery eyes going and the puppy dog everything, my kids would straighten right up as soon as I said something like, I'm disappointed in you. You know better. Straight face. I'm sorry, Mommy. And then I would say, are you going to go think about what you did? And I would wait for a reply. And then I'd be like, I hope you do better in the next time this type of situation comes up, so that I'm not disappointed in you again. And you really kind of have to, I really approach parenting as hitting your children doesn't teach them anything, but it's okay to hit people. Violence is not the answer for trying to teach somebody a lesson, because you know what violence is going to teach them? That when you're mad, it's okay to hit somebody. And that's not the right thing to do. So I tried to get my kids to think about their actions and realize why their actions were bad and what they did that was wrong, and had them explain to me why what they did was wrong. So they couldn't come back and say, well, I didn't know. I didn't fly in my house. I don't care how old my child was. If they did something wrong, if I knew they knew it was wrong, I would have them break down to me what was wrong about it. And I'm sure I overthought things as a parent. I'm sure we all do. And I probably overcomplicated things for my kids. And I'm sure somebody will probably tell me down the line that I fucked my kids up or whatever. But I tell you what, my kids were educated. They knew right from wrong. They knew what they did was wrong, and they knew why what they did was wrong. And they knew that there were repercussions for what they did that was wrong. And so I never had to worry about them really going back and doing the same crap again, because they, after the first time, and they saw and heard and felt my disappointment, they did better. And they didn't go back and do that crap again. And I see these people that smack their kids around, and I'm like, I think to myself, I'm like, I've been there. My parents did that to me. It didn't teach me anything but to get mad and hit people. Okay. I have anger management issues. I understand that. I also have a defiance disorder, and I'm ADHD, and I have all kinds of other wacky things that are wrong with me. But my mom would take things so far that she's broken wooden instruments on me before. She broke the bullwhip my dad brought home from Africa. It's a natural horsehair whip that's got a leather base on it. It's got a big leather base on it. She broke the handle of that on me one day, hitting me with the horsetail. She broke a cribbage board on my back when I was like 8. A 1-inch thick cribbage board. And those don't break very easily. She hit me so hard, she broke a freaking 1-inch piece of wood on my back. So I always try to approach my kids a little differently than what everybody else did, probably because I'm kind of screwed up in a lot of ways for what my parents did to me, and I did not want to go down that road with my kids. I looked at what my parents did and I said, okay, what can I do better? Because corporal punishment is a no-go for me. You know, punishing your children to sit at a kitchen table until their entire plate is clean is punishment. And they're going to sit there and still not eat the shit. I don't care how hungry you are. If it's something you can't eat or won't eat, like Brussels sprouts, they make me vomit. I cannot eat Brussels sprouts, but I'm also what they call a super taster. So Brussels sprouts physically make me ill. But the fact that my mom would serve me Brussels sprouts knowing that every time I ate them, I would vomit, and she would continue to put them on my plate, and then she would make me sit there for hours on end in the same spot, sitting the exact same way until the Brussels sprouts disappeared from my plate. Again, what does that teach a child? I would rather starve than eat a Brussels sprout because I know what they do to my body. I know that they make me violently ill. So I tried to raise my kids to be, I guess, more open-minded and more well-rounded than my parents did, because my parents were very close-minded. Like, it's taken me a lot of years to get my dad to stop being as prejudiced as he was when I was a kid. Man, he was real bad. My mom's the biggest bigot you'll ever freaking meet. And here I am, and, kiss and love and hugs for everybody, and puppies are rainbows, and I don't care what the hell color you are or where the fuck you're from. I love you anyways. That's how I have always been. I used to walk up to perfect strangers and give them hugs as a kid. It didn't matter who you were, if I knew you or not. I would just walk up to anybody and just give them a hug and walk off. It's just how I've always been. I never really, you hear people say that I don't see skin color. I see the skin color. It just doesn't matter to me. Sometimes I'm a little envious because somebody's got a beautiful tan, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was that pretty. Here I am looking like, a piece of paper, and I like look at somebody that's got a beautiful medium skin tone. I'm like, I wonder what it's like to be that color. So, I don't know. My mind is too analytical, I guess. I raised my kids backwards. Like, they knew who Santa was. They knew that the, tooth fairy wasn't real. They didn't just know that there was no Santa. They knew who St. Nicholas was, where he came from, what his religious background was. Like, I taught my kids everything. I taught them about various religions. I let them make their own choices when it came to that stuff. It really was, if you have an interest, let's discover it. Let's read about it. Let's learn things. Let's broaden our horizons, kind of thing. Except for in my household when I was growing up, it was, oh, let's burn that book. We can't have that in the house. That's got different ideals. And, oh, that's not Christian, and we're not going to do that. And let's beat our child so bad we break their bones. How Christian is that? Oh, let's sexually molest our children. Oh, that's even better. Oh, yeah, that's real Christian of you, Mom. Yeah, you good job. It really makes me wonder about how parents parent today. And then you've got these other parents that let their kids, like, they don't even correct spelling anymore for teachers. And I'm like, I understand spell check is my friend and I love it very much, but like, children need to learn the proper spellings for things. I understand you've got the US version of English and you've got the UK version of English, but if they're in the US, they need to learn our our version of English, and they need to learn how to properly spell things. None of this, cat, K-A-T kind of thing, and letting it get an A plus because they spelled cat. Granted, it sounds the same. It's not spelled the same. Yeah. I've had a lot of people over the years throw their religion in my face, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't understand following a book written by a human person that supposedly is the word of somebody else, which again would be, in my case, what I would assume is hearsay. So a man who is fallible wrote a book and everybody's supposed to follow it because somebody overheard or was told something to write down. What? I mean, I'm not Christian. I haven't been Christian in a very long time. I understand the premise of the religion. I understand the rules and regulations, and I know the book very well. Multiple versions of it, in fact. I own several versions of it, in fact. But what I don't understand is how people take religion and they're like, well, the Bible says this, so that must be okay. Well, you know what? The Bible also says it's okay that a man can rape a woman, but if a woman is raped, she has sinned and she should be put to death. I'm sorry, that does not make sense to me. A man can rape a woman and it's okay. But if a woman is raped, she is unclean and has committed a sin and should be put to death. How is that okay? So people like to pick and choose what they follow for religions, and I do that for my beliefs as well. But my beliefs don't say it's okay to kill somebody because they were sexually assaulted. And my beliefs don't ever say it's okay to discriminate against somebody based on who they are, where they were born, what color their skin is, what their gender is, and or how they feel their gender is. My religion doesn't teach anything about that. The path I follow teaches love and acceptance for all. You do not discriminate against one person or the other based on some difference that you see that it makes them different from you. If people really wanted to follow the teachings of Jesus or Jesus or Christ or Allah or, whatever you want to call him, the story says that he was kind to everybody. If they needed and he had, he gave. So the people that follow the teachings about this individual, why can't they understand that this person's selfless actions may have benefited somebody else, but he was not less for helping them. He was just as enriched by helping them and better off for helping them than he would have been had he not. So when people get into religious discussions, which you won't ever win one with me because I'll just talk you to death. If you really want to live a Christian ideal or any ideal for your religion, if you have something and somebody does not, and you are able to give them that item to make their existence on this planet better, why not? I've always been the kind of person to give my shirt off my back to help other people, even if I only owned the one shirt. So why people are so selfish and so self-absorbed and like social media influencers, for example, love getting praise and accolades and, ooh, look at me, this brand reposted me, and look at this expensive blah, 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 because, I bought this because I got paid by this tea company just to make you shit yourself to death and lose 10 pounds in water weight because you're dehydrated now from crapping your brains out. But hey, I got to buy this beautiful Cartier whatever with the money that I got from you buying that. I don't understand that. And I'm not a big person on compliments. Actually, they kind of annoy me. Okay, let me be honest. I absolutely detest compliments. I understand like some, ooh, I like your makeup. That's pretty. Or, ooh, I like how you did that. But not when people like overly gush compliments. That just makes me mad. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best at anything. I'm good at quite a few things, but I'm not excellent, great, extraordinary, splendid, perfect in anything. And I don't think anybody is. But I am good at a few things. And I'm okay at a lot of things. But I don't want somebody to constantly heap praise on me for something I did an okay job on. Because number one, I don't think I'm deserving of it. And that could just be one of those like self-doubt things, which it probably is. But again, I honestly don't think anybody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We're fallible. We're human. And so I feel that when somebody wants to always point out the good in somebody, that kind of makes me go, what are they hiding? But another thing is I always try and approach things from both perspectives. I look at the pros and the cons. Again, Libra. I try and weigh all my situations out and things like that. And I probably do get way too logical and too analytical when I look at most situations. But there's a lot of things people do that really annoy me. And there's a whole lot of things people do that really confuse the hell out of me. And I don't know how many times I've had to ask somebody, is like, what does that mean? Well, I don't understand. Could you explain that to me? Because I'm not getting it. Because everybody's coming up with something new all the time, because, you got to be on top of the next best, whatever greatest blah, blah, blah thing is. But like, I know people that are really good at a lot of things, but I don't know anybody that's excellent at just one. I don't know anybody that's excellent at anything. I know people that are really good at things, but I wouldn't say that they're excellent at something ever. So that I don't know, pet peeve of mine. Oh, and people that always make excuses when they did something and they want to make an excuse to say that they didn't. That always pisses me off too. And horrible drivers. I don't like horrible drivers. I don't know how people drive up north, man. I think I'd be running people off the road. I'd be having some serious cases of road rage. My dad told me about driving in Boston, and I said, nope, ain't driving in Boston. Never want to go to Boston. Never want to go to Massachusetts, period. After talking to him about how people drive up there, nope, I'll stay in Florida. Most places in this planet right now are getting snow, and I'm sitting here in a short sleeve t-shirt and PJs. So no, I'll stay in Florida. I mean, our drivers here are nuts anyways, and nobody knows how to drive in the rain unless you're from Florida. And then you can always tell who's from Florida when it's raining, because we drive like normal and everybody else is going 20 or 30 miles an hour under the speed limit, and or they're driving 20 or 30 miles per hour over the speed limit, driving like their heads stuck up their butt. You have the one or the other. It's never a happy medium. But it is what it is. Florida life. My throat's starting to get sore. Well, I think I'm going to end the stream. It says there's 4 people here. Nobody's talking to me. I just got off a diatribe. I already talked about all this stuff at the beginning that I want to talk about. The 2 boxes, did unboxings, did my rant, talked about the makeup I'm wearing. I think I'm caught up. Oh, talked about channel updates and changes at the beginning. Yeah, I think I'm caught up with all I'm going through the checklist in my head. Because if I don't write it down, I usually forget. Plus, I have the other piece of jewelry that I have to go make, but I need to eat something, and I'm thinking about taking a nap because I'm tired. Plus, if I wash my makeup off now and I lay down for a couple of hours, that means when I wake back up, I can film 2 more makeup looks. Do you like how my logic is? Gee, I've already filmed once today, and I'm probably going to have to film the process of the making the thing, so I'll probably lay down for a little bit and then get up, film 2 holiday looks because I've only got 4 filmed out of 14 so far, and then go out there and film the jewelry stuff and then pull the card. Hopefully the card isn't full. Well, if the card's full by then, I'll pull it, but if it's not, I'll film the other jewelry making stuff before I pull the card, because everything on the card currently in the machine is edited. So, and then I think everything on here, what size are you? 32 gigs is edited as well. So I got like 3 cards in rotation right now. 1 in the machine, 1 plugged into my computer. Yeah, nap sounds good, but food first, because I'm actually hungry. It's the first time today. I wasn't hungry hours ago. I was too busy choking on my own snot, trying to hack up a lung. So, I'm yawning again. I'm sorry, that's rude. My eyes are watering. All right, I'm gonna go. I will see you guys later. Next live stream will be Monday, maybe, because that's the day that the first holiday look is supposed to go up. So depending on if I get 2 looks done today and 2 looks done tomorrow, and get at least look 5 edited somewhere the rest of the weekend, I might start uploading my holiday looks on Monday. If not, I will go live. So if there's no video by noon, then you know I'll go live. But anyways, thank you all for coming and listening. And it's easier to do these when people, have ideas or come up with things or throw things at me, or yeah, you can throw things at me, but I just expect me to throw them back. Oh, see, I was crawling out of bed at 3:30 this morning. So, what were you doing up so late, Jason? Because I know it wasn't gaming, because I went to bed at like 9:30. Well, you can tell me about it on Facebook, Jason, later. And don't disappear on me for 12 hours like you did last time you messaged me and then didn't reply for 12 hours. Turd. But anyways, thank you all for coming. Can't wait to... I'm going to take all of my pots and pans out of the cabinets in the kitchen and clean the entire thing out really good, and then wash these up and then fit them in there. And I will probably keep... I don't know. I might do a yard sale pile, because I got so much crap that I need to just get rid of. I've got 5 or 6 boxes of clothes and shoes and purses out there in the jewelry workshop that I need to just get rid of. And Henry wasn't home until after 4 o'clock this morning, Jason. What was he doing out so late? And hopefully you knew where he was. Sorry, my parent just turned on. Again, you can just tell me about it on Facebook. I'll berate you about being a bad parent on there. I probably won't. Henry probably had a valid excuse for not being home until 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd have been having a heart attack. Okay. Well, that is understandable. And Henry's a good kid. I wouldn't expect him to be into something that he shouldn't be. So you did good, friend. You did good. You did good. You raised a good kid. So, hey, at least I don't think you'd ever have to worry about drugs or drinking or alcohol, partying, that kind of stuff with your son. You raised him right. But then again, I never did any of those things either. So, and people just think I'm boring. I think the first nightclub I went to, or what would be considered a nightclub, I was like already in my 20s when I went to one of those. I really am just a buzzkill. But anyways, I will let you guys go. Bring topics for Monday. I'll probably live stream anyways. Even if I do a recorded video, I might still live stream. Depends on how busy I am, how much stuff I've got going on, and how much hair I've ripped out that day. I still need to get on Amazon and order those fans for my computer, like Dad said to. So I even looked to tear fans out of the other machines I've got sitting on the kitchen table, but they're only 3-inch fans, and this is a 4-inch fan, and it's a 4-inch slot, so it needs a 4-inch fan. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are. I mean, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon here, and here I'm talking about going to bed. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye.